It's the good news here. So I'm posting this video because on my research I found all other years instead of the actual car I needed to change my volume controls on. About, I don't know, 6 months ago, so whatever, I completely the volume button out of my media control on my steering wheel. And I went all around the internet trying to find how to replace volume control on the 2018 Hyundai Sonata. All I could find was 2016 Hyundai Sentras or anything other models, Hyundais at least, but different years. So I figured, hey, it's still pretty much going to be the same, but I couldn't find exactly what I needed. So I'm going to post this in case anybody else needs help in changing this. Alright, so I actually ended up getting a new module. This is a new module from AliExpress, and so far I just now changed it out, so I haven't had time to play around with it, but it does work because this volume button was completely missing, and now as you can see my volume goes up and my volume goes down, so we're good on that. And the only difference was this was for 2016-18 model, but on my original one these two buttons were white and this button was like a voice control button instead of mute. But I'm fine with what it does because it still mutes it and unmutes, and the call and then call buttons still work regardless of being white, and I actually like them now that they are colored. But the thing on the internet, really all it said to do was I had to remove a couple of screws. So there's a screw, I'm sorry, it's not going to really come out great, but there's a screw right behind this module you remove near the bottom, and they are torque screws. A screw behind this module on the bottom that you need to remove, and then there's going to be two screws behind these pillars that you need to remove, and then you remove this whole airbag section. Before you start any of this, I recommend what I did was remove the negative battery terminal. Let it sit for about 10 minutes to drain all the energy. Definitely don't want that airbag exploding on you or anything. And then what you also need to do to remove this airbag is, on most videos you see, if you've looked in this, there's like two small holes to help you remove the airbag. But on this one, you have, I guess you can still call them holes, but not holes exactly. I took something small like an Allen wrench, and not far in here there's a little metal thing that you press and it pops out the airbag. There's one on this side, one on this side, and there's actually one here on the bottom as well that you'd be able to see once you get under it. So you remove this airbag, and most of the videos were then like, oh, you can just remove this trim and pop it out and all the modules on the trim. Well, I tried that. The bottom trim piece was loose, so I'm like, hey, everything's gonna come out. Not that easy. So what I ended up having to do was remove this whole steering wheel. So there's two plugs behind this airbag that the plugs actually have little clips on them that you just pop up with the screwdriver, and then you can pop the clips out. And then there's a big old bolt behind it that you just take off, and you got to get some good torque action on it. You take off. I did not use a torque wrench or anything, all just hands and muscles, etc. I took that off, and it allowed me to get to the back of the steering wheel, because underneath this back cover there's actually two screws as well that you cannot get to without removing the whole steering wheel to remove the back cover. That actually runs through the steering wheel metal piece to this whole module, so that has to be removed. And then you can finally take this out, and it's easy to put your new module in and easy to put everything back on. So I hope this helps somebody, because instead of being like a 30 to 45 minute job, since there was no videos on the internet for this year of 2018 Hyundai Sonata, I kind of had to figure out what to do all on my own. So instead of being about 30 to 45 minutes, yes, I took some breaks here and there, but it ended up coming out to like 3 to 4 hours of figuring out what to do and putting some work behind it. So I really hope that can help you out. But yeah, everything works great now. So I got my steering wheel back on. My steering's just fine. I mean, I haven't drove anywhere to figure it out, but it moves the wheels just fine. So I will say it works out great, like I showed you earlier. My volume, my mute, everything works well. And I got the little module off of Alibaba. It was only about $20, so really, all in all, I had all the tools. Hopefully you would too. It's nothing but a torque wrench. Something small like an Allen wrench would help too, to pop those little pieces for the airbag. But as long as you can get something thin to stick in there, it's only about a $20 job. And hopefully with my help, I wish I kind of would have thought about doing the video to show you step by step, but at least it's explaining afterwards and helping somewhat, I hope, to someone. So hopefully it won't take you nearly as long as I did if you have to change either controls on the 2018, because this would help for the volume module or the cruise module. But yeah, alright, thank you. I'll see you later. Bye.